On with the daily routine of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We're covering after what he would do after Salatul Fajr. The last time we talked about how he would engage in conversation, and sometimes light conversation. He would smile and laugh with the Sahaba radiallahu anhum ajma'in, and that he would also then start being in the service of people. So the servants of Medina would come. They would bring their vessels, and he would bless them by putting his hands in their vessels that they had with water. And then the author mentions some of the azkar that the Prophet ﷺ would say for the morning. And these were the same things he would say in the morning and the evening usually, but again he started this off in the morning. And I just wanted to highlight a few of these that are of great significance. One of them, عن جويرية رضي الله عنها أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم خرج من عندها بكرة حين صلى الصبح وهي في مسجدها ثم رجع بعد أن أضحى وهي جالسة. فقال ما زلت عن الحالة التي فارقتك عليها؟ قالت نعم. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لقد قلت بعدك 4 كلمات 3 مرات لو وزنت بما قلت منذ اليوم لوزنتهن سبحان الله وبحمده عدد خلقه ورضا نفسه وزنة عرشه ومداد كلماته. So the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم is narrated from Juwayriya radiallahu anha. So after he prayed the Fajr prayer, she was in her musalla where she prayed her Fajr prayer, and she was sitting and doing the dhikr until the time for duha. So the Prophet ﷺ came after that time, and he found her still sitting in her spot, obviously making dhikr. And so he said, you are still in your spot where I left you. And then he said to her, I will tell you that I said 4 phrases 3 times, that if they were to be weighed against what you said, they would outweigh them. Right? If I said something small, but if it would be more than what you did. And those 4 phrases, so it's actually 5 phrases, but it's Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi, right? Praise be to Allah, glory be to Allah, and all praise be to Him. And then the 4 after are the 4 he's referring to. So adad khalqihi, the amount of his creation, wa rida nafsihi, the content to his own self, وَزِنَةَ عَرْشِهِ, the weight of his throne, وَمِدَادَ كَلِمَاتِهِ, and by the ink of his words. So if you were to write his words down. And all of these things are basically unlimited, right? So you're saying this 3 times, Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, and then you're adding on these terms to basically express that you want to say this as much as this, but you can't possibly say it as much as this. So that's the expression you're making. That I want to say it the amount of what Allah has created, but it's too much to be able to ever say that. The amount of what his throne actually weighs, but it's way too much for me to ever be able to say that to his own contentment. But it's impossible for me to ever be able to say it that much to the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as much as he deserves, and to the amount of the words that Allah azza wa jal can speak, right? And we know the ayah in the Quran that mentions وَلَوْ كَانَ الْبَحْرُ مِدَادًا لِكَلِمَاتِ رَبِّي لَنَفِدَ الْبَحْرُ قَبْلَ أَنْ تَنْفَدُ كَلِمَاتُ رَبِّي. Right? That if the entire ocean was ink for the words of your Lord, then the oceans would run out. All the seas and oceans and rivers in this world would extinguish themselves before the words of Allah Azza wa Jal were even close to being finished. So this is one of the adhkar that he mentioned, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Another one of them is what we call Sayyidul Istighfar. And Sayyidul Istighfar is the dua, Allahumma anta rabbi la ilaha illa anta khalaqtani wa ana abduka wa ana ala ahdika wa wa'dika mastata'tu أعوذ بك من شر ما صنعت أبوء لك بنعمتك علي وأبوء لك بذنبي فاغفر لي فإنه لا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت. This is a beautiful dua the Prophet ﷺ taught. Oh Allah, you are my Lord, and there's no God but you. You created me, I am your servant. I am upon your promise and your covenant as much as I am able to do so. I seek protection in you from the evil of what I have done. So this is Sayyidul Istighfar, meaning you're making tawbah to Allah Azza wa Jal. So I seek protection in you, or refuge in you, from the evil of what I have done. I admit to you your favors upon me, and I admit to you my sin. So when you do a sin, this is a beautiful dua to make to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So forgive me, because no one forgives sins except for you. And he says sallallahu alayhi wa sallam after this, وَمَنْ قَالَهَا مِنَ النَّهَارِ مُوقِنًا بِهَا فَمَاتَ مِنْ يَوْمِهِ قَبْلَ أَنْ يُمْسِيَ فَهُوَ مِنْ أَهْلِ الْجَنَّةِ وَمَنْ قَالَهَا مِنَ اللَّيْلِ وَهُوَ مُوقِنٌ بِهَا فَمَاتَ قَبْلَ أَنْ يُصْبِحَ فَهُوَ مِنْ أَهْلِ الْجَنَّةِ. Whoever says this in the morning, and he firmly believes in this statement that he's saying, he has a feeling in his heart that is true, and he dies before the evening, then he is going to be from the people of Jannah. And the same thing if he says it in the evening, believing in it, certain in it, and he dies before the morning, that he will be from the people of Jannah. So this is a beautiful a beautiful dua. Another one that he would say in the mornings, من قال إذا أصبح لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير. This dua, that there is no God but Allah, without any partners. To Him belongs everything that exists, the whole kingdom. To Him is all praise. وهو على كل شيء قدير. He is capable of doing everything. It's the same dua that he taught for the dua of Arafah. He said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, كان له عدل رقبة من ولد إسماعيل. Then you get the ajr. If you say this in the morning, you get the reward of freeing a slave from the children of Ismail. وَكُتِبَ لَهُ عَشْرُ حَسَنَاتٍ. And you will be written, it will be 10 hasanat will be written for you. وَحُتَّ عَنْهُ عَشْرُ سَيِّئَاتٍ. And 10 sins will be wiped away from you. وَرُفِعَ لَهُ عَشْرُ دَرَجَاتٍ. And your ranks will be raised by 10 degrees. Right, just for this one statement, right? But obviously believing and saying it with your heart. وَكَانَ فِي حِرْزٍ مِّنَ الشَّيْطَانِ حَتَّى يُمْسِي. And you will be you will have protection from shaitan until the evening. وَإِنْ قَالَهَا إِذَا أَمْسَى كَانَ لَهُ مِثْلُ ذَلِكَ حَتَّى يُصْبِحَ. And then if you say in the evening, the same until the morning. Right? So لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير. And as many times as you can say this, the better. But these are simple things that, again, in the khutbah yesterday we talked about small deeds that have a huge reward, but these are simple azkar. They roll off the tongue, they don't take much time to say, but there is a huge benefit in them, right? And so the more you realize that, the more dhikr you make, the more you get. So if you do these as a minimum, then subhanAllah, you're getting so much. But imagine if you do more than that, which is easy to do, right? If you do more than that, then you're collecting more and more hasanat and more blessings from Allah Azza wa Jal than you can possibly imagine. And we ask Allah Azza wa Jal to allow us to be grateful for His blessings. Jazakumullah khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.